Wake up! AI agents are here. And if your team is not using them, competition is about to eat you for lunch. Today, in the ROIght Marketing Podcast, I'm talking with a special guest, Ryan Seifert, CEO of Teric Technology, who's been building AI tools and leading tech transformations for more than 15 years. We're digging into real applications of AI agents in marketing, but most importantly, how to make it a reality in your business. What do you need to do to start, and how do you need to prepare your team for it? I'm Patricia Boral, your host, and this episode is brought to you thanks to Boral Agency, where we help businesses make marketing moves that actually drive ROI. Are you ready? Let's go ahead and get started.
Okay.
Thank you so much for being here today, Ryan. And we're going to be talking about a very interesting topic, AI agents and marketing. So tell me, Ryan, how are you going to get me out of my job?
Just cut right to the chase. So it's going to streamline your job, but I don't think we're going to replace your job. Regardless of where AI integrates into companies, you still need people in the loop. AI gets you some of the way there, but it definitely isn't going to get releasable pieces without someone reviewing it to making sure it's accurate.
Okay. I've heard that before, but we want to dig in a little bit more, right? Okay, so I know there's different levels, different phases to AI. So what does it look like for a company to integrate AI into their business?
Good question. And there are different ways people approach AI in general for their company. The first one is what most people think of using AI. I'm going to cut and paste this into ChatGPT, ask it some questions, and paste something back out somewhere else.
If you're using AI like that, put it on the comments, please. Which is most people, right?
Yes, yeah. That's how everyone starts. And it's easy and fast, and it doesn't take a whole lot of lift to get you there. And people play with that, and then they wish, can it do a little more for me? And that kind of steers into phase two, which is actually integration. And that's where you're going to see agents come in. That's where it's actually going to be touching external systems. Can you just send the email for me? Can you book this flight for me?
Yes.
Yeah, and so it's supposed to take those additional steps.
And we're starting to see that a little bit, like especially if you're like on Instagram or whatever, you're scrolling down and you can see some of those examples, like, calling Google Assistant and they're booking a restaurant reservation for you, right?
Exactly. Excellent, easy way to leverage an agent.
So for the audience, those are called AI agents, right?
Yes.
So by definition, an AI agent is an AI going that extra step of actually taking an action, completing a task. Correct?
Right, you got it. My line on agents is generally it does something, a piece of work, or it communicates with an external system or piece of software, and you actually have a step completed.
Okay, perfect. Now, as you can see, I feel like that has caused a lot of confusion because people are thinking, oh my God, I'm going to be out of a job. Now AI is going to do everything for me. So let's talk a little bit about the challenges a company will go through. And let's start on the technical side whenever they're thinking about implementing an AI agent.
Yep. So the first technical questions you have to ask, what ecosystem am I in? Am I on Microsoft? Am I Google? What agent? How do I want to build that so it'll be compatible long term? So I don't build one piece and then it's gone the next day. And then you want to figure out where in the process should that agent be? Because AI has some strengths and some weaknesses. So it's very good at a lot of things, generating emails, blogs, words it's good at. Math, it is not.
Yes.
Don't ask an AI to run calculations for you. You're gonna get
I thought my problems were solved, but no. Yes, no.
Right. So it's picking out the right tool for the job. And agents definitely play in there. And so that's the first step, is identifying what tech stack and then what job do I actually want to do. Get very specific, and then you'll start to build your agent.
Okay. So it's safe to say that whenever somebody's advertising these AI agents, right, as plug and play, it's far from the truth, right?
Generally, yes.
Yes.
And so do you need usually a fair number of agents to be effective? So it's not I build one agent that does a bunch of things. You do build small agents that do one thing really well.
Okay. So for the people that are thinking that they're going to be out of a job, instead, they need to get more educated on how they can use AI agents to build really efficiencies, right?
Right.
Yes, one of the things that I've seen in marketing is that we actually require to create even more content, even more videos, and we see it every day because what happens is that it's becoming easy to create content. So if your ad or your post used to get lost before, now it's even worse because there's even a more influx of content going through social media or the web in general, right?
There's a lot in that question.
Yes.
So yes,
No.
there's we have how do you get your team to use it versus how do you then stand out
Mm-hmm.
against what agents are now generating, because it's a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
And so it takes a lot more strategy and thought to figure out how do you stand out to your demographic, to your followers,
Mm-hmm.
that what's going to be most impactful to them.
Yes.
And AI didn't always get that right.
Yes.
So there's a strong piece where making sure you have someone, a marketing consultant who understands that message, really helps make sure it's going to hit home.
Yes.
I want to circle back into the job security piece though,
Mm-hmm.
because if I think about leveraging AI culturally for a company,
Mm-hmm.
there's a big challenge on the technical side, but also on the change management, just getting the team comfortable with it. Because there's an underlying fear as I do this at other companies that, am I going to put myself out of a job? What happens to me in this company if I build agents that then replace 50% or 60% of what I do?
Correct. And it's a reality because some companies are making cuts because of those efficiencies, right?
Absolutely. CrowdStrike just reduced 5% of their workforce due to AI improvements.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, there is news, and there will be more news coming out of job changes around that. And so, the question to your team isn't, oh, can we delay AI so I secure my job? But it's how do I prepare and position myself in this company and other companies to leverage AI so I do a better job, so I'm more efficient. So I'm one of the ones with that long-standing career.
Mhm. Because I feel like on just like with any technological shift, yes, a lot of jobs get lost because of efficiencies, but there's also new jobs coming in. And I think that's where we need to keep our eyes on, right? So let's go back to having a company implementing AI agents, right? So some of the you talked a little bit about some of the technical issues, right? So what happens when a company doesn't have, like, let's say their customer journey, they don't have their strategy in place as a software company, right? Because a marketing agency will work with a software agent, a company like yours, right? Where we are collaborating to make sure that the final product is going to generate the results and the efficiencies for the clients. But what happens when they don't have that? What are some of the errors that could create or inefficiencies, really?
And so I'm going to walk through a couple pieces because you're absolutely right. Having documented processes and expectations helps make sure you get to build the agents right, just like having your technical foundation in place. So if you look at your overall process on a workflow you're looking to build an agent into, understanding where in that process your milestones will be, because one of the challenges as you build out agents is when do I want to put a human, a person, to look at that output so they can just make sure it's accurate, it's correct, and it's ready to go on forward. Because AI won't necessarily do that. And so if you think about, if you take a small step and you check it and it's right or wrong, you adjust and go again, you're much more efficient than if you let it run for a long time. You can end up wildly off, if that makes sense.
And damaging your reputation as a company,
Right.
which is it's one of the biggest issues that I see happening a lot. Okay, so I feel like we covered a lot today. So how do you want to, or how can we help people learn more about all of these changes?
So there's a lot of different great ways to get education.
Mm-hmm.
So I know for us, we absolutely will sit down and talk to you if you have questions. I love talking about this. Always fun to dive into details and really understand where your company's going with it and how to get plugged in. I believe you have a
Yes.
page for that.
We do. We are actually putting together a web page, a landing page. Just visit boralagency.com/AI collab, like collab from collaboration. And that's where we're going to put all the resources and everything that Ryan is going to be sharing. But also, I know Ryan is going to be putting some webinars together that where he's going to dig in a little bit more on the process on how to implement AI agents or just solve like AI in your company in general. Right. So do you have any dates of any upcoming webinar?
We're starting them in July. And we're going to be diving into specifics. Hey, how do I build an agent to do this? And we will build it together. And you'll be able to use it and deploy it. And we'll walk through a couple different challenges along the way.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Ryan. We covered a lot today, and I feel like we really do hope that you look at AI with excitement instead of fear, because it really is here to help us do our job better. And not only that, but really have a better life at the end of the day, because it just simplifies our job and allow us to do more and connect with the humans on the other side. Right.
Absolutely. I'm a big proponent of getting involved in the change. Play with AI, understand where it's strong, where it's weak, and it'll help you navigate these changes so much more efficiently.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And that's a wrap on today's episode with Ryan Seifert. Now, if you're still sleeping on AI agents, well, guess what? You're going to be waking up on slow, outdated marketing. These tools are already in motion, and your competition are already using them to scale smarter, faster, and better marketing. So if you're ready to learn more about AI-driven systems that will work while you sleep, make sure that you visit boralagency.com/AI collab to learn more about AI agents, AI automation, and AI strategies to actually help you drive more ROI. If today's episode spooked you or inspired you, make sure that you share it and you send us a message. And until next time, keep making marketing moves that drive ROI.